Hey everybody, how's it going? Happy Monday. It is a happy Monday because it's the start of a new week, fresh start, and I'm going to tackle some more comic pages for my manga comic book called Modded. And let's see here. This song right now is one that I discovered uh, called Tangerine. It's called actually Jump On It by Tangerine Dream from the TV show in the 80s called The Street Hawk. Street Hawk. Yeah, I like that song. Tangerine Dream. They did a lot of soundtracks for like Michael Mann, um, especially in the '80s. But they did a lot of '80s intros and stuff like that. So pretty fun stuff. Here, let's see. Let's share screen of what I'm working on right now. There we go. It's a new page, a new day, new week. And this is character in the thumbnail on the YouTube. I just kind of pasted her up there in the corner. It's quick. Let's see. And let's see here. I think you're all familiar with the pages so far before this one that led up to this one, but just in case, I'll showcase the one before that page. Before this one, I should say. And that's this page. And this is quick and quiet on the bike, making their escape from military. And they're using Nerf darts. So the Nerf dart is what the guy gets shot in the face with there. Yeah, she's kind of egging him on. And so this continues with the action. She's on the back of the bike. All right, let's see now. Sorry about that. I'm just kind of mixing up my drink here. I mean, it's my morning protein drink. That's a good drink. Yeah, I don't think people are used to me being this early or on time. I was starting at around 12:30 for the past couple of weeks, getting a little late start, but caught up on my sleep, so I am well rested. There we go. Make it a bigger screen there. Drawstream. I'm ready. I'm wide awake. Like I said, I'm getting more sleep these days. Sleeping a little bit better. I was going to bed too late. It's not good. I was taking my vitamins, keep my body strong and healthy, immune system up and going, but you need sleep to do that too. You definitely need sleep. Definitely need sleep. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to get working and I'm going to double check on any comments as I work because I don't want to ignore the chat. So please bear with me. I will check in once in a while here to make sure that you guys are answering any questions or comments. Okay. Okay, let's see. So let's get back to the actual comic page here. Okay, so I'm gonna move this around. Okay, here we go. Oh wait. There we go. All right. Get my brushes all lined up here. I'm doing pretty good. I was kind of planning on going to see the new Ghostbusters movie this weekend, but I wasn't able to get out to see it. So I'm gonna try to go see it next week because I've heard some good things. Even though I'm skeptical of a lot of new stuff, I've heard some things from people telling me that it was really good. So, and I saw a trailer that made me kind of believe it might be true. So I saw the trailer first. There's a new trailer, and it has a couple of things that made me go, And then I heard some people tell me, no, it was really good. So I'm like, okay, I think I'm gonna check it out. I'm tempted to fill this in with black, but you know what? I might do that. Let me see. I think I'll maybe make a new layer. Try out. Oops. Try out black space here. Yeah, it works. I could also turn it into tone if I wanted to. Let's see, first have to lighten it up, I think. There we go. Boom. Instant tone. Of course, I place it right below everything. There we go. That looks better. Hey, Christina Lynn. How's it going, Christina? Happy Monday to you. I don't know if you heard me. We're talking about well, I mentioned the Ghostbusters. I wanted to go see it. If those know me, I was speaking like kind of talking negative about it because from the first trailers, I didn't really wasn't too impressed. But I saw one trailer that kind of changed my mind, and then on top of that, I heard a few people who I know who also like '80s movies said it was good. So I broke down. I was going to see it this weekend, didn't have time to, so I'm going to try to see it this weekend, this Thanksgiving weekend. It's probably going to be crowded. But that's part of the fun, I think, for me. Is I like crowded movie theaters. I like that experience. Oh, I just missed a spot, I noticed. Oops. Let's see. Boom. Oops. Hey, Becky. See, Christina said you want to watch Encanto. I'm not sure what that is. I've never seen that Encanto. Oh wait, is that the animation? Is that Pixar animation? Encanto. Oops. The Hmm. Is it a Disney movie about a family where everyone has magic power except one girl? Yeah, yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. Okay, I did see a trailer of that one on YouTube, like advertised popped up. Yeah, I is it it's not Pixar though. It's Disney, but is it? I was wondering if it's Pixar now because I know Disney's been doing CG or computer animation now too. And I know Disney owns Pixar, but they still I think distinguish between the two by saying Disney or Pixar. Let's see, I don't want to get carried away with the gray tone yet. I just kind of do everything in, so I can't get sidetracked here. Okay, so that was one panel. That's a lot of layers for one panel, but I'm going to combine those layers. I just kind of did like the eyes on a separate layer and the hair and then the hoodie and the face on a separate layer. So that way if I want to erase, I'm not erasing the lines I like. So if I establish the eyes, I create a new layer so I could just work around it. That's a bonus to working digitally. All right, let's see. Now this will be a fun one. I'm going to dig into my cycle references, my motorcycle. Let's see if I see vehicles. See what I got in my list here. Triumph. I used a quick spike and made it a Triumph. I liked the way it looked, and plus it was a little different than the usual, like the crotch rocket that I kind of gave. I gave to the other guys. Kind of want to have a little bit of a different taste. That one's a Triumph, but it has like a different. It only has. It's two headlights. The other one I drew is one, but. This one's kind of close to what I'm thinking of. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go this one this year. Oh, it's a small one. No problem, no problem. Hmm. This one might be the right perspective I need. This one might work better. There we go. Oops. I'm gonna keep this other Triumph bike though. Not delete that layer because I kind of like the design of that bike better than this design, but plus it's closer to the original. Oops, wrong. Just kind of get the placement down first, and then I'll kind of start adjusting the drawing. But there's a feature where you can actually rasterize like photographs and turn them into actual like black and white renderings, like so it's like line art. I'm not really adept at doing that yet. I have to still practice. I've done it on a few panels, but depending on the photograph too, it doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't look as good. And I kind of prefer to like look at the hand drawn look too. So I'll work on top of it. Sometimes I'll do it if I feel like it doesn't really need a lot of attention. So right now this is just I'm doing a rough kind of overlay to kind of get an idea where the bike placement will be, and then get the characters situated. And alter the bike too, because like I said, the bike that I have is a reference initial panels. Yeah, it's more of like it's a Triumph, but it's a different design. There's different, I guess, versions of it. So it's got a headlight right in the middle. This one is weird. It's like a alien version. It's got 2 headlights. Okay, let's see here. I think it works for placement. It's a little different than what I did, but I don't want to spend all day trying to look for a reference that matches exact. And this works, the kind of angle perspective, it works with the gravity of the bike jumping off of that little ravine. See, better check out the comments. Hey, Alpha Proto, Jeff Potts. How's it going, guys? Happy Monday to you. Yeah, happy that Asia Computers. Yeah, it does make things easier and quicker. And yeah, I'm like I said, I love traditional drawing traditional, and I still do, even more so. But for speed, for doing like work like this, it's definitely something that it's man. I'm glad we have computers as well. Hey, Amy Lester, hello, happy Monday. I think she was here. I don't know if she's still here. She pops in. She's working, so she might pop in once in a while and say hello. Speaking of traditional, I'm still finishing up the touches on that one piece from Drawn and Quartered. I won the last Drawn and Quartered, which was it was JoJo, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I delved a little bit deeper into that, and I'm like, it is really weird. But there's some crazy fans like page. Like, well, this one guy does a whole channel where he shows everything. He's got like $10,000 worth of JoJo merchandise, and he even has like these suits. He lives in Japan, and he has these JoJo suits, like tailor-made suits. It's like wow. But hey, I have nothing against that. I'm a big fan of different manga and stuff, and while I don't buy maybe a tons of merch, I do buy some things. The suits actually look pretty sweet, I admit. Let's see, they look pretty snazzy. Let's see, bike. Okay, and then I'm gonna put in the background lines. Let's see here. Yeah, I was doing most all my art for Drawn and Quartered. I do traditional, but the last few I did traditional. But before that, last few I did digital because I thought I'm gonna try this out. I never did Drawn and Quartered digital before, but I kind of went back and went to traditional route. I was actually planning on drawing it out that same night, finishing up the line art and then scanning it in and then doing gray tone. But I didn't have time to finish all the line art because I did it a little bit larger than I normally would. I did a size. Well, I was doing my 11 by 14 for the piece I did for what was it Fortnite Drawn Quartered. I only did half that. On cut the Bristol board in half. But for this time, I don't know. For some reason, I thought I could just draw it large and get away with it. It takes a longer time to finish a completed pen and ink in 2 hours. That time goes by way quicker, especially when you're talking to fellow artists. Hey, Melissa's here too. How's it going, Melissa? Doing great. Becky's doing good too. She's working right now, so she kind of stops in to say hello when she has time. See, Melissa or Amy says, JoJo's something else. Cool design though. You can't say it isn't visually identifiable. That's for sure. Yeah, yeah. You can spot that style like right away. Said Alfred Proto said, I'm getting a bad habit of tracing over the models of Clip Studio. It gives me proportions that are different to my own drawing style, so I decided to just reference my own post. Yeah, I know what you mean. Sometimes I try to use one of the models to draw on top of, and I was just like, I don't know. I think it depends. Like if like doing, I don't know. I'd have to think of a way to incorporate it. Like maybe use it as background characters. I noticed a lot of different anime, the new ones. They're actually using computer models for background characters. Like the characters are look like they're hand drawn 2D, and in the background it's like 3D models, like, but they look like 2D, but you can tell it's computer, and they're just you know drone models walking around the background, and I was like, that's kind of cool. I mean, they didn't make the main characters computer, but the background characters. It kind of gives it a busy look to it, right? So that it looks like there's life going on in the background there. A couple of them are doing that. See, Clip Studio has built-in models. Yeah, no, it does have. It has built-in models. You can, you know, change male, female. You can make them muscular, skinny, fat. You can do whatever you want. Pose them any angles, and yeah, it's pretty cool. It's definitely helpful. I know there's one guy. He did an image comic, and the whole comic is, you can tell he just used models for everything. And the reason you can tell is because he drew on top of it, right? The models. But in this, I kind of like. I actually bought the books. It looked cool to me. But the only thing is, you could tell was the hands. He didn't know how to draw hands because all the hands were just like people that held cell phones or guns. Their hands looked like they were just straight out extended, like the phone or the gun just hovering in their hand. So he didn't know how to really draw, but he did a whole comic, and it got optioned for a film too. It was crazy. Let's see, Alpha Pro. A lot of artists are using models, Clip Studio to speed up production. They don't have to draw backgrounds. Yeah. Um, and as long as you know how to do that, like I used to always think, hey, you don't draw backgrounds, that's just cheating, right? It's just like kind of not cheating, but just kind of wimping out, right? You're kind of like not you kind of it's a weak type of way of doing it. But then I realized, studying Japanese comics and manga, I realized if you draw a background in every single panel, it makes it look too monotonous, and it's too like tedious to look at, go through every panel. So because a lot of European comics, I worked in European comics, they do tons of detail in every single panel, and everything's like high finished, high quality illustration in each panel, and it gets looking at it, it's like, oh, it's too much. And I didn't realize that until I started doing it, and then I'm like, I look at the Japanese manga pages, and they'll have crazy backgrounds in some panels, but then they'll have panels with no background, speed lines or the character's face, and it just breaks it up, the monotony. So it's easy to read and get into. And I realized, man, even doing backgrounds, they know how to incorporate techniques where you do a fade, where like there's atmosphere in the background that kind of obscures some of the background. Like, for instance, if you have characters in the foreground, the background kind of fades away around the edges of those foreground characters. And I used to think, it's funny, I didn't even notice it until I started studying really up close these pages, and I'm like, wow, my mind just filled in the gaps. Like, it doesn't look like a white space around the foreground. It just looks like your mind sees the foreground and sees the background, and it kind of merges the two, where you just see life and movement. And I started realizing it's it's not just less to draw, but it's easier for the reader to digest, to look at it visually and go, oh, it's not too confusing. You can see instantly and just tell what's going on. But yeah, the backgrounds. So I've seen guys who just never draw any backgrounds, and that's also, I think you can't really get away with that unless you're some crazy artist that does insane looking stuff. Because some guys, right, I was so mesmerized by their art, I didn't realize they didn't do backgrounds, and they're like, wait, he's not doing any backgrounds. I'm like, but everything looks so good. Blew me away. But also, this is another thing too with doing the backgrounds and digital. See, right now I'm zoomed in about this much. I was zoomed in about here, but it's easy to zoom in right up to like trying to draw these characters in the background and do details. But when you use the actual printed page, it's gonna be so small you're not gonna see these, their mouth and their nose and everything else. So that's not to waste time doing all that stuff. The main focus is the bike, the action, overall action. Oh yeah, Amy. One established shot, then backgrounds kind of need to go away. Yeah. Once everyone knows where they are, you know, and established it, then you don't need to keep showing. And I do like the technique of Japanese comics where they'll actually show a panel where it's just like background only. And it's even a small panel. Like, for instance, the person will be talking in the middle of dialogue, but instead of showing headshot of people talking, they'll have the voiceover dialogue in a panel where all it is a picture of like maybe a street sign, like at the top of the street sign, or a bird sitting on it, or something that's just like background that it's just like someone talking, and you can see just the background around them while the voiceover is talking. And then maybe it doesn't even have to do anything with the story, but it's just a nice breakaway from just doing face, head and shoulders. Yeah, to break up the monotony, even just with close-ups or just faces only, foreground characters. Let's see, Rob Liefeld is a background guy. That's cool. That's definitely, that's kind of like a manga artist, like those older manga cause. They actually have assistants who draw the backgrounds in. Like they'll pencil out like the placement, like a grid, and then just tell them to do it. And they'll tell them when they'll look it over and supervise it, of course. But I wish I had a background artist. Even Dave Sim from the comic book Cerebus, he had the background artist. Guy would do insane, lush pen and ink backgrounds, forest, trees, and all the leaves and everything. And he would draw Cerebus, the cartoon artwork, and the characters. But for me, I don't know. Time wise, I do want to have. I'd like to have a background artist for me, but at the same time, it's kind of like, I don't know. It's doing the whole thing. It's kind of like my art. It's kind of like, I don't know. I feel like the background is part of what I do, so I have to do it. Okay, and this one is going to be the only background I'm thinking it's going to be. I'm speaking out loud right now because I'm thinking of what I'm going to do here. I'm going to have the police car, a couple of guys, and then it's going to be mostly speed lines and some dust kicking up. So let's see what kind of action do I need with these. Let's see, I'm gonna try to make this. There we go. Let's get those scam calls or unknown calls. There we go. I think for the background, I'm going to do some more speed lines, but I'm trying to figure this out still, so please bear with me. Hey, Andy, how's it going? Oh, a little under the weather. Oh, no. Hope you're doing better now. It's been really busy too, huh? Yeah, it's been busy for me too. I've been trying to get these pages done. I'm gonna get the next 5 pages done. I want to get them done this week, so I'm gonna be really cruising on this. So I will probably. I know I keep wanting to do another live stream, but we'll see. Yeah, Alpha Proto. I was watching that on Monben. Yeah, he would draw all the characters, like the main character Gogo, and Gogo in the background. But it's like he had like what is it like a? It looked like he had like at least 10 people there, maybe less, a little more. But yeah, he would draw basically the placement and direct them where what he wanted with the background and everything. And he was like, I think he was close to 80, if not 80. I think it was. But anyway, on Monben, you watched that, and yeah, when I watched him draw, he would almost go straight in with just markers and pen and just ink it right there. Like his pencil was just basically like a shape of the head circle, and then he would draw everything in directly with ink. It's crazy. Oh, Jess Smith too. Does he do? He is background artist too. When you get rich, you can hire us to be your assistants. Make sure we get full medical and 401k. Yeah, yeah, man. If I get assistants, I'd definitely treat him good. Oh, thanks, Amy. Thank you. See, Alpha Protos, I signed a form asking about information on health insurance. After that, I've been getting scam calls like crazy. It's bad when I ask about the artist too. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I don't know. I did something. I probably put my name in something that was legit, and then they sold it, or I don't know if they get information to sell it off or what. Your brother-in-law got hit with COVID that past month. He's the hospital oxygen, not a ventilator. Doctor said he may need to stay for a month. We'll tell the doctors to give him ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, and everything else under the sun. Because was he vaccinated? Because they said that a lot of people going to the hospitals today are vaccinated. I, like I said, I think I've not gotten sick in the past 2 years. I haven't even had a cold, and I know it's God's grace protection, and I believe in that. So also take my vitamins and try to eat healthy, exercise, and lately I've been trying to get better sleep because I know your immune system needs to function and repair and everything. Get that proper rest. Yeah, definitely a prayer for your brother-in-law, Andy. I'll pray for him too, because yeah, I know your sister's definitely concerned about that. In a month, that's too long. We'll pray that he won't be there for very long. You know. Yeah, I'm not a medical professional. I am a comic book artist. I haven't had the cold or flu for years. COVID nailed me. Yeah, I don't think I've I've been sick probably twice in my life where it was like so bad. I just felt like I was just laying there, burn up with fever, and I basically just laid there in bed for like 2 days. But yeah, I haven't been sick. I did actually, and then the second time I got something was like back in 2019, and I was just like I remember waking up in the middle of the night and I couldn't breathe because my I was so much like nasal cavity and everything is so congested. I was just like just taking a deep breath, like sat up in the middle of sleep, and that was the worst. Hard to sleep like that. But no, definitely, like I said, take your vitamins, zinc. Zinc is also helps fortify and strengthen your cells in your body, which keeps that stuff out too. So, I mean, taking it after you get sick, I guess, could still help you, but definitely take it before. Take zinc every day and vitamins D3 and C, and like I said, I take different vitamins, but I also just exercise and I just practice proper hygiene. I wash my hands before all this pandemic stuff. I always wash my hands after or before I eat. And my mom was a nurse, so she's always like, wash your hands. And of course, my grandparents are always old school, wash your hands before supper or whatever. So I always do that. And I don't rub my eyes with my hands. I rub my face. And but yeah, I don't wear masks and I don't use hand sanitizer. Yeah, thanks, Alpha Proto. Yeah, YouTube, all those social media giants in Silicon Valley are always looking for some way to lock people out. Like I got locked out of my Instagram. My Facebook, they kind of like they put me in jail a few times, Facebook jail, but they kind of figured, I don't accept any new friend requests really, unless I really know the person. Um, and I only limit my posts to my friends only to see it. So they probably figured, who cares? He only has friends saying this stuff. But Instagram's public, and I never post political stuff on my Instagram. But they probably figured they didn't want me to have too much influence on anybody in public. I don't know. See, funny thing that they're mentioning that Andrew Hayes' brother is going to be there for a month. I essentially checked myself out after a week. It was on auction at home. They didn't look so pleased that I was leaving. Yeah, I'm not a fan of hospitals. I like I said, I'm not a medical expert, but my mom was a nurse. She kind of always would, give her medical advice to everybody that was in the family. They'd always call up the house and ask her, what does this mean? What does this mean? What does that mean? What happens when this happens to me? So she was always given, but no, I don't like hospitals. I visited her a couple times in the hospital to bring her lunch or something, but I didn't really like them. And so personally, I just don't go to hospitals anymore. I don't. And I just trust God to protect me and keep me healthy. And when I feel something like that's not right, I still don't go to the hospital because, like I said, I just don't trust them. And I went in there. I did go into the emergency room once because I had some symptoms that I didn't know was going on. So I went into the emergency room, spent like 3 hours there, and they did some tests and everything. Like, oh, you're fine. And I go, well, then why was I feeling this or that? And they were like, I don't know. And I'm like, and the bill was like $1,500 something like that. And I'm like, what are you coming here for? Having said all that, I think nurses, doctors, hospitals are good because there's sometimes, when you might do something unintentional or some stupid thing where you might cut your hand open or fall, break your leg or foot or toe or something, and you're like, you know what, I need to get a cast or stitches on this. And for whatever reason, I'm not against hospitals and nurses and doctors, like I said, but me personally, I don't like going to those. Oh, they scorched your nasal passages with oxygen feed? Oh, man. Yeah, man. I got into an argument with one of the doctors. I took my brother in because we got hit by a truck just a few years back. And we got hit by a giant Dodge Ram diesel and killed my dog. We were walking our dog. And it just, while we were walking, it just ran us down and killed the dog. My brother was got the worst of it. He got ran over by the tires. It kind of drug him. And the truck hit me. I saw the headlights coming right at my face, and I put my arms up, and I went flying like 15 feet, landing almost on my head. But poor Mike, he got thrown in front of the truck. It ran him over. He was a drunk driver. He was on some other drugs. I think he was smoking marijuana, drunk, and driving. And he was in our apartment complex, and he didn't even live there, and he didn't even live in the state. And it was crazy. But anyway, I took my brother to different doctors and stuff, and they just were very cold and callous to him. And they didn't. I got an argument with one. I was asking just questions, just questions of how to, what's wrong or how to help certain things, and he had a lot of skin abrasions, and I had to clean those every day. I clean his sheets every day so he wouldn't get infections or anything. And I was feeding him high protein foods and different vitamins help skin repair and stuff. And but yeah, the doctors, man, one doctor said, "Oh, you gotta," on their way out the door, because they got some emergency call for their kid or something. So they were like, they couldn't look at him, but they were like, "Oh, your wounds are infected. Go to the emergency room." And I'm like, "What?" So I went to the emergency room and they said, "No, they're not infected. They just got scabbed over and they're fine." So then I'm like, so I started asking questions, and the doctor was getting all heated with me. So I started getting angry back at him. And yeah, and then I got angry because I'm just asking normal questions, and he's like acting like I'm bothering him. And yeah, I was kind of like, I'm not a fan of going to hospitals. And he apologized later, but it just seems like hospitals seem like a place just so dark and just dreary. And yeah, it's not an uplifting place to be. I know if you got to be there because whatever reason you want to get out of there as soon as possible, just like you did, Jeff Potts. I mean, you're like, you know what, I'm out. But if you get a good doctor, I mean, that's definitely, having a good doctor is something that you don't take for granted. Is sometimes it's hard to find one that has a really good bedside manner, and it just has a lot of concern and care for the patients. Because a lot of ones I've had or met, they were just, maybe I just got some really bad ones, but they were just really callous, cold people, man. Yeah, thanks. Thanks. Yeah, man, it's crazy. We're just doing a late night walk around 10 at night, and the neighbors ran out of their apartments. They said they could hear the impact of the truck hitting their bodies, and they ran out. It was crazy as they caught the guy because he tried to get away, and he drove to what he thought was an exit, and it was actually a solid brick wall, and he ran his truck right into the brick wall. And then he somehow managed to back it out, and he came back around to where we were. But at that time, I had picked Mike up and carried him over to the side because I figured he'd be back, because the way he went was a dead end, you know. And I don't even know. Like I said, that was the grace of God, because when I picked Mike up, I thought that he was like walking, and I was kind of helping him over to the side. And he said no, because my legs weren't even touching the ground, my feet weren't even touching the ground. You were picking me up and carrying me, and I was like, what? Because he just felt light. And like I said, no, God gives that adrenaline system too to really work. Man, I keep getting these calls. What is this? Scam likely calls too. They don't like what I'm saying. Some hospitals are calling me, telling me to shut up. YouTube. Yeah, a lot of sick people in there, and it's true. I mean, there's different illnesses. That's what they said. You actually get sick. Have more chance of getting sick at the hospital than anywhere else. It makes sense. Yeah, Patch Adams. Yeah, with Robin Williams, right? Thanks, Amy. But yeah, Mike's doing okay. Christina, Mike's doing better. I went in for an X-ray on my arms because it felt like I broke my arm after I got hit. But all I had was, it's funny. Mike was like, from his legs, and his legs were mostly the ones that were damaged. His arms and the back, there's like a lot of skin abrasions. I mean, like really pretty bad, where he could barely walk. And thankfully, no broken bones. We prayed over him. We prayed. He was praying over himself when they were in the ambulance, and they were saying he had broken bones and all this stuff, contusions, and then we went to the hospital. And when he got there, they did X-rays, and there's no broken bones. And then they said there is some air that escaped his lungs, so maybe they think he had a punctured lung. So we prayed over him, and then he went into the X-ray room. The X-rays came back, and they said no, his lungs are fine. So it's like it could have been a lot worse. And then his recovery was pretty quick, considering what happened, because we went to a physical therapist, and they said that they've seen people who run over, because that truck was probably going, I don't know, maybe 30 miles an hour. He was going pretty fast. He like gunned it when he saw us. He just gassed it and like swerved right into us. And because we were off to the side in the parking lines, and he was on the road. And but yeah, he said, man, he said, Mike, he said that you probably not be able to walk right again, even after therapy. And he's walking good, fine right now. He's walking good. And it's already been like few years. How long was this? Man, this is a while ago. This was 2000, almost 2010. So it's, but he's doing good, and it's funny. He had all these. It wasn't funny, but the funny thing is that he had all of these bandages, and I was bandaging him up and everything. And then people said, "Well, oh, you were hit too?" And I go, "Yeah." And then I show him I had a little scab on my elbow. They were, it was like, "Oh, I had a little scab." But yeah. Man, I'm telling you, people are like, dude, one guy said this lady broke every bone in her body almost. She got run over by a truck walking in the parking lot in the mall. And she said she can't walk right. And man, thankfully, we got hit by this Dodge Ram diesel. It was it 4 tires in the back, where they had 2 on each side. We got hit. And I mean, his clothes, his like shorts that he's wearing were like just shredded from the tires peeling out over his body. And I'm like, man, it was just something else. But yeah, God's grace, man, he healed up quick. And we moved out of the city where we were living and started up again. And thank God, man, it's mercy and grace. And no, the funny thing is, there's a lot of context to that story too that happened before that. Was kind of like a warning to us that I didn't really heed, I think, because there's some signs happening that were like kind of like showing us that some things were getting kind of dangerous around there. And where we got hit walking our dog, it might have been like a week before that happened, or a few days before that happened. I was walking that same area during the day by myself with the dog, and my dog, she just stopped. And I was trying to pull her on the leash to keep walking, and she wouldn't walk. I kept pulling her. I'm like, come on. And I yanked the leash so hard that her collar and the leash came right off her head. Oh, and she just stood there, wouldn't move. And I'm like, what's going on? So I kind of felt like in the Bible, remember, was it Balaam's donkey, where the donkey wouldn't move? And he didn't know why. And it was because there's an angel standing there with a sword. And it would have killed them both or whatever. And then there was a donkey finally, God made the donkey talk. And but no, I felt like that moment sitting there, I'm standing there looking at my dog, and I'm like, okay, I better not go that way then. So I went around the other way. I think this happened a couple times on different occasions right before the accident happened. So I think there's some warnings that God was trying to kind of warn me on some things. And for some reason I was busy with stuff, didn't think. But after that, man, I've been really focused in on different things happening around me, and making sure I'm aware of, God trying to give me any inclinations or warnings inside my heart. You kind of feel like something, you feel like, sometimes you feel like, oh, maybe I'm just being paranoid. But sometimes there's something, inclinations you have inside of you that I believe God's trying to warn people of things. Even people who are like not even Christians. I mean, so like they might even say, well, I'm not a child of God, I'm not a Christian, but God still loves you and cares about you. And sometimes they'll have something inside the heart where like, you know what, I knew I shouldn't have done this, but I did it. And then boom, something's happened, So we just got to be sensitive to that type of inner guidance that we have sometimes where you can't explain, but you're like, you know what? I don't know. I just feel like I shouldn't go this way, or I shouldn't go to the store maybe tonight at this time. And I've had those moments too after that, where I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna stay home tonight. I just kind of feel like I shouldn't be going out. But sometimes things that happen, they weren't supposed to happen, but God can turn it around for good, even though it was bad. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna get going on this. But I'm sure you guys have stories too that things happen in your lives where you're like, whoa. Yeah, that's funny. My dog, her name was Willa, and she was just, man, she was such a good dog. She was so sweet natured. I mean, she was sweet to everybody, and she wasn't one of those dogs either who was like cowering, like, and barking at people, like scared. She was like, she'd always come with people and look you right in the eyeball. And some people get freaked out because they're like, that dog's looking into my soul. But she would look into you because we always look right her in the eye and talk to her. But yeah, she was a sweet dog. Andy, you know I have stories. Yeah. Yeah, man. That's one thing. I like hearing people's stories. I like talking to people about certain things in life happening. And I'm telling you, I talked to almost everybody at this one place I worked at. I don't know how we got into the topic, but I started talking to this one girl about things that happened to me. And I was kind of telling her about, we're talking about, God, and talking about how God's protection or angels. And then we started talking about, like, first I think she started talking about ghosts, right? She said that her brother was experiencing some things at her house that freaked him out. And she said, because my brother is like always joking around, not a serious type guy. And now he's just like very solemn and just like, he's kind of like, she said, I know he's not joking around with me or trying to, but it's things that happened to him. She told me, and I was like kind of freaked out because he's not a kind of guy who jokes around about, well, he's like not so somber and serious. So when he was like freaked out, that made her really think. So she was telling me this stuff. So I started talking to her, and then some customer came by and he was telling us about his experiences. And before you know it, I was listening to all these different people. Everybody has some type of experience they couldn't explain. And I was kind of shocked because I didn't know everybody was experiencing things, but they kind of dismissed it or just go, whatever. But I was like really shocked. And actually shouldn't have been, because I mean, we live in the world. Wait, what is going on? White haze. Background. Bike. Here we go. For some reason the music's, there it goes. You have close calls, but there has been one incident. Whoa! I had a bug crawling on my screen. A gnat, I think it was. Oh, yeah, Alpha Proto, you said you've had close calls, but there's only one instance that had to be supernatural. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is if people really stop to think, there's things in their life where they couldn't explain it, and it kind of made you pause for a second. But then you're kind of like, maybe I imagine it, or maybe, and then I've had those moments where you're like no, I remember this did happen. And you're like, and it's funny. I've had things happen as a kid where they were supernatural, but I didn't realize until I got older. And then with your adult mind, you remember you had the memory in your mind from a kid, but you remember now from an adult perspective, and you're like, wait a second, wasn't normal, or there's something up there. And Yeah. See, God's always faithful, even to little kids who don't know any better. When I was 7, I first moved to Detroit. My parents rented a 2-story house in my room. See, wait for the second part. You had a room. I see you had a friend that was sketchy. You prayed for a sign if I should keep hanging out with her, like something falling off the wall while sleeping. My Inuyasha figures fell off my wall. Whoa. Yeah, man. That would make you jump out. Make the hair stand on your head. See, wallpaper with big safari animals. Think lions, hyenas, bears, viper, guts, praying for protection at night. So, so were you scared of the creatures, the animals on the wallpaper? Yeah, man. I think on Drawn Quarter, I spoke about some of the things that I experienced like more recently that would have made you go, whoa. Like doors slamming by themselves. But like I said, I believe in I believe in this also, of course, the spirit realm, or people may call it another dimension, right? The parallel dimension, which is spirit realm, the same thing. It's 2 dimensions, right? And we live in, like, I forget how many dimensions. They talk about 12, 11, 12 dimensions. But yeah, like I had one artist, he's a comic artist who works with like Mike Mignola, and he actually directed a film with Jennifer Connelly and Guy Pearce. And I was talking with him online, and he said he didn't believe in God or angels or demons, but he experienced seeing an entity walking down his hallway. He said he was drawing at his table, and he heard the sound of like a claws, like a dog walking on the wooden floor behind him down the hall. And so he said he turned around, and looked, and he saw this like shape of a dog, like black, just standing there in the hall looking at him. But he couldn't see the real distinguished features. He just seen the silhouette of this dog, and then it just disappeared. And then I said, "So you don't believe in angels, demons, but how do you explain that?" And then he goes, "Oh, it was just energy." And I'm like, "Energy? Like what?" You know? So I'm like, at this point, you got to be like, you're in denial. There's whether you want to call it spirit beings, angels, demons, whatever, or just energy. It is what it is. It's you know, you can call God an alien or call him, whatever. He's God. He's intelligent life on another planet. See, later that year. Oh wait, Alpha Proto. Yeah, man, she's no good. See, stole a PS1 card, man, and a Game Boy game. She, yeah, can't. That's a sketchy lady for sure. See, later that year, we had a tornado coming toward my school when we were in it, and I went to the bathroom to pray for protection. Tornado never came near the school. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, man. Dude, there's a video on YouTube, I believe you could find, where it shows people in the Philippines, a church praying against this tornado is like coming right at the school or at the church, and it's forming not too far away, and they're praying against it, and then you just see like it dissipate into nothing. It was pretty crazy, and they're all start screaming and thanking God. I think it was the Philippines. I know a lot of people have experienced things that are mostly a lot of negative things, like for instance, um, ghosts or whatever and stuff to do with fear, and that's why I don't watch horror movies really. Even though I do watch some things, kind of like I love like, for instance, like the Lost Boys '80s movie, the vampires, or stuff like that, where it's more action, adventures, survival. But as far as like supernatural horror movies, I don't watch it because a lot of stuff causes fear, and I don't want any of that. And so if something does happen in life, like real life, where something creepy happens, my mind doesn't automatically go to that imagery from the scary movies. It automatically just goes to like, how do I deal with it? So not enough in life to cause fear. Then I don't want to put that stuff in my like psyche, my conscious, my visual library. When you hear noises, you know what I mean, in the dark, in the woods or something, and your mind starts creating all these imaginary scenarios, and you don't need that. Let's see, where's the bike? Here's the bike. I'm going to start drawing people on top of this bike. So I'm going to alter the line art, create a new layer, and call it. See, I'll call it. This one's going to be quiet. It's going to be the lead. Yeah, riding the bike. Yeah, I don't want to freak people out. I mean, I've had stories that could freak some people out if I told them, but like I said, I don't want to creep people out or make them scared or anything. So, like for me, I don't care if people believe it or not. I just like telling stories. Like even if people tell me stories and I might like be like, I don't know if I believe it, I still like listening to the story because it gives me, I don't know, I like stories and I like hearing, experiences, people's different experiences and whatnot. Because even though I do, like I said, I believe in, of course, I believe in God. So I mean, I believe in angels and demons and all that stuff. But it doesn't mean that every story that people tell you is going to be legit, right? If people experience some things, people sometimes don't experience things. They just like to make up stuff. But I definitely have experienced things that some people get freaked out over. And I would have been freaked out too, but I knew it was where it was coming from. So, and I felt confident how to deal with it. So, I was like, eh. And here, you see, if you can tell, I'm just getting the placement now of Quick. Since he's riding this bike, okay, that's just quiet. Sorry, quiet. Quick is the rabbit girl. I keep reminding. Okay, and then see, I usually gotta put a little blue mark on him, make sure I can remember who he is. make this look fun. So I use my creativity to figure out how she looks hanging on the back of the bike. Hey, dumbest name, how's it going? The book, let's see, as it goes right now, the book probably coming out early next year. So I'm going to finish up this year, but we're going to get the campaign, everything up and running. And I'll be advertising that like crazy when we get the campaign. When we get it ready, we'll probably get the news. Was it the newsletter or whatever they call it? So people can sign up to get updates on it. So but that probably will happen, if not later this year, the early next year. So the book was going to be 48 pages, but the way it's been going and the way the script was written, it's like I've been trying to allocate all the story info and into the certain amount of pages, but I just couldn't do it. So we're expanding it. So it's going to be at least, for now, it's going to be at least 56 pages long. So we add another 8 pages to it. So hopefully it'll be about 58. Could be a little more, but we're trying to keep it. I'm trying to keep it at 58. But yeah, early next year, we'll have more information probably later this year after I finish it. But thanks for asking, man. Good to see you too. So you started using vector layers to ink in Clip Studio. Oh yeah, vector, yeah. You can adjust the shapes and the races. Yeah. I started, actually I used that for one drawing that I did. And so I was kind of learning that. Man, there's so many good things you do with that adjustment, adjusting those lines and everything. And yeah, it's a great feature. And that's one thing I like about Clip Studio too. I don't know if you can use it in the debut version, the vectors in the Clip Studio. Dumbest name, but I have the which version do I have? I think mine is not. I don't have the executive one. I think I have the Pro. So I can't do like the animation, but I can do the vectors. So the vector is easy. I mean, you just make a vector layer and the brush. You just draw freehand. It's not like Illustrator where you have to, make the dots and then it makes a line, adjust the line. You can just draw it freehand, and then you can adjust using the dots. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, here, let me go to the screen. Yeah, if you check your layers, like where the layer section is, it looks like the new layer button, but it also has like a little cartoon cube in the middle of the layer, and that's the new vector layer. I mean, you can check to see if it has. I mean, that's how simple it is for this. And then there's a layer. Let me see. I think you should use regular brushes. I gotta double check it. But I looked at some of the YouTube videos to help me learn a lot about this software. I do like it, I must say. Oops. See, like you like that you can draw with the line jitter Photoshop has. You have to always draw close up to get clear lines in Photoshop. Clips to Pro line doesn't jitter. Yeah, that's right. It doesn't. That's one thing I noticed too. You always have to draw close up on Photoshop. Otherwise, you would have that weird little jitter in your line. It would never be like a smooth. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that stinks. You don't have it on the. You don't have it on the starter one. But if you get the one, I think the one I got. I don't know how much it is now. They kind of changed prices, but if you upgrade, I don't think it should be too much more if you upgrade to the Pro version. The exec version is like, from where I am at, I have the in between one. I'd have to upgrade about $160, I think. But it's cheaper than the Pro one is like what 250, maybe more now. And I think the new versions now they make you pay like a yearly annual price, which I don't have to pay anymore because I am kind of grandfathered in with the original release. Yeah, music's going in hard. Oh, Jiminy, how's it going, man? He's singing the song. Here he comes. Wheels, artist, and he's going to be drawing after. Oh, Black Friday. Yeah, the Clip Studio might have a sale. There you go. Dumbest name. Keep your eyes peeled for a sale, man. If they have a sale on the new Clip Studio, you could get it for a good price. They got 3D modeling, animation. Well, if you get the EX version, I don't know how it might be cheap enough for you be worth it. I think I'm gonna start looking for the EX version next and get that probably on the Black Friday sale. Hey, thanks, Jiminy. Yeah, my Twitter, Awesome Mask. Jiminy, welcome to the stream. Thanks, man. See, I'm going to be on for a little bit longer if you'd like to drop in, if you're free. Thanks for the post. I'm just kind of blocking in these shapes here. I think I'm going to hit maybe blocking in some of the shapes for the these panels coming up here. Just so this one looks so chaotic. Like you can't even tell what that one is. It's just a bunch of lines, right? So I'm going to work on this one and kind of define them a little bit more. So basically, I guess I didn't keep them, but hey, that's good enough. Basically, these are going to be like drones. So he's being chased by drones on the motorcycle. He got military drones after him. I don't know. I kind of made him look like little disc drones, but I know military drones usually look like the fighter jets. But I want to kind of have them hovering drones. So I was going to kind of give them more of that. But they're going to have armed with machine guns. I was going to put on our little mini guns. Maybe I'm thinking of, was it Tony Stark? He had those, is it Spider-Man Homecoming where he had the drones trying to kill off his rival, the love triangle rival or whatever. See, where's my lines here? I'm trying to find that. I just totally, there we go. What am I doing? Okay, so you kind of see the placement of the drones. And then I'm going to draw, see the bike. Okay, so we have them on the bike, and they're making a getaway. Of course, I'm going to draw a little bit better than that, but hey, the Art of Reed, how's it going? Good to see you, man. Andrew J, good to see you too. Fresher Luke, how's it going, man? Using Clip Studio Paint like a heretic. I forget, what is it that you use? Do you use Procreate? No, that's right. You use Storyboard Pro, right? Know his name. You like the music, huh? Yeah, I'm like really into the new retro wave type music. It has that kind of 80s vibe to it, you know? And it just gets my creative juices going when I'm drawing. I can visualize scenes like animated, or I can visualize live action. Yep. See, Art of Reed, got my mask. See the little icon there in the corner? Got the mask going still. That's right. Okay, let's see here. If you guys don't know who Fresher Luke is, check out his stuff. Check out his page. He does live streams every week. I think it's Friday, right? And you have a guest on every Friday. And he's got some awesome art, great comic, and actually was privileged to do a cover for one of his comics. I think actually, no, it was cover. It was like art, interior art, pinup, and yeah, awesome stuff. He showed me a little sneak peek of some stuff he's working on. It's awesome. So check out Fresher Luke if you don't know who he is. Definitely want to start following his stuff. He's on Twitter, I believe, too. Are you on Instagram too? I can't remember if he's on Instagram. I think you are. Fresher Luke. He worked in the animation industry. Awesome animator too. On a lot of well-known projects. But he's doing his creative own thing, and it looks good. It looks really good. He did a Indiegogo campaign. I believe I ordered mine too. I got my book ordered. Got it, my order put in. Okay, so see, they're running. They went off the main road, and they're kind of like in a weird little viaduct. So he's gonna be making a little turn off. That indicate that here. Let's see. So this is the rough. Definitely gonna make this look a lot more interesting. I'm just kind of putting down some. I like making a little bit of indicators of like perspective indicators, like little like to almost make like a grid, but I'll be doing with speed lines too. Also, has anyone on here seen Ghostbusters Afterlife yet? I think it was called Afterlife, right? I was talking about earlier in the stream, and said had my reservations, but I've heard some reviews. I've seen actually a new trailer that kind of changed my opinion. So I'm probably end up breaking out and seeing it in the theater, maybe this weekend. If you have seen it, no spoilers though, please. But yeah, let me know if you liked it or didn't like it. But some of you might know I was kind of like against it. I wouldn't say against it, but just kind of like not really excited about it because the way things go with a lot of movies today, I'm kind of like, I have a lot of faith in these people handling classic franchise. Hopefully, they prove me wrong in this one. It sounds like they did a good job, but we shall see. Hey, Josh Griffith. Hello, man. Things are going great. How are they going with you? Been keeping busy. See, stories are fun. We wouldn't have 90% of art if we didn't have like stories. Yeah. Yes, check out. Yep. Yep, definitely. See, I haven't seen it. I saw the original years ago. Haven't been able to. Yeah, I saw the original. Well, I've seen it before, but I mean, just watched it again recently, and yeah, it's pretty funny. I think I'm a big fan of all the different comedian actors and stuff in it. Like Rick Moranis always cracks me up. The last movie I saw in theaters was Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah, you know what? Ghostbusters Afterlife. I heard there's some appearances, um, and that the son was Ivan Reitman's son, um, directed it, and he does look a lot like his dad. It's funny, but they said he did a real good job being faithful to the original uh, franchise, respective, or respecting the material, I should say. Yeah, you want to watch the? Oh, I've never seen the Sonic movie either. Jim, it's weird. Jim Carrey's in it. He plays Doctor. What's the name of the character again? Yeah, the Ghostbusters cartoon. I used to watch the Ghostbusters cartoon. I still watched a lot of different shows on YouTube, like Transformers G1. But anyway, Ghostbusters. What's funny is the voice of Peter Venkman is the voice of Garfield in all the animated shows and TV shows, right? Well, then what's funny is Bill Murray is the voice of Garfield in the movie. So Garfield's the voice of Peter Venkman in the cartoons, and Peter Venkman in real life is the voice of Garfield in the movie. It's funny. I don't know if he took the job out of spite, took his job. I don't know. It's funny. I don't know why. He did a good job. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so you can kind of see a little bit in that panel of where I'm kind of going with it. Oops, what is this? Okay, there we go. Yeah, I see. So that's the top view. The drones are following them, and they're actually going to be shooting at them. So the next panel, which is also very rough looking, but I'm going to kind of block in some of that too. You can kind of see, at least I think you can make a little bit. Oops, did the wrong way. There we go. And then I'm going to be drawing in a bridge. So let's see. So you can kind of see the background taking shape. So it's like a viaduct, like he's driving, and then he does like a little off ramp or on ramp he takes. And up on the top, you can kind of see up here is like a, you see like a shape right here. Wait, where is it? Right here, you can see like there's like a bridge, you know, up in here. And the bridge, this guy right here in the bottom panel, he's calling in for them to raise the bridge so that they can't get away. And so the next page, which I'll show you the rough for. Let's see. The next page, you can see he's taking that turn up to the bridge, driving down the road from the viaduct. Then he spins out, stops, and you see the bridge drawing. And then he kind of looks back and he sees he's trapped. Got the military with the drones flying overhead. And then all of a sudden, over the top of him, the drawbridge, you see motorcycles flying over top and ramping up. And they land. And that's going to be the reveal of the main character and his dad and his buddy. And they're going to throw down the gauntlet to the military and tell them that they want to be in the competition to fight the champion, the alien champion. Because right now they got it so the military is going to be the ones doing it. But they're like, we can do it better, man. We're the original NERF modders. We know the trade, so... See, I'm saving this one right now. Oops. I used to love doing this as a kid, drawing like the bullet tracers that kind of, you know, hitting the ground and bouncing up, you know. I always loved drawing that effect as a kid. I remember some kid in my class when I was like in 6th grade was drawing that, and I was just blown away. No, it was actually, yeah, I was in 6th grade. He was drawing these great bullet effects, like hitting the ground and dirt flying up and little puffs of smoke. I remember being blown away by this kid. I think I was 6th grade and he was older than me. He might have been like in 8th grade. But I remember going, whoa. So that from then on, I was like fascinated with effects, at least with the bullet effects. And I was always trying to like mimic that. Bam. And you see the motorcycles, he's kind of getting away. see. Of course, I'm going to get a reference for this bike, so bear with me. I'm just kind of getting the placement down right now. So that's where the bike's gonna be. I'm probably made a little bit smaller though. Here we go. It's like getaway music. So they're gonna be getting away from the MP, so the police right here driving down the viaduct. Boom. So I'm going to finish this page today. I can feel it. I'm motivated, psyched up. So I'm going to finish this page today, and then I'm going to tackle the second page tomorrow. And I might try to do another live stream too, get that going, because I've reached the end of this one, because I usually do about 2 hours. It's a little over 2 hours, but I want to kind of block out those last two panels and show you guys the direction it's headed. So literally on the bike. So see you, Jeff Potts. Have a great Monday and the rest of the week. Cracking me up. Hey, how's it going? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. And Jiminy Cricket, let's see what he's saying. Oh, update on your grandmother. Got an update on my grandmother. She's doing worse in his hospital. Oh, no. Well, it's sad to know she's going to be going, but it's good to know where she's going. That's the only joy that you have in that, is knowing where she's going to be and that you see her again. Because, yeah, I only have one living grandmother right now. All my grandparents passed away, but I know they're all with the Lord right now. So I miss them, but I'm excited to see them again. But that, yeah, I was close to all of them too. So sorry about that, Christina. I'll keep you in my prayers and her too. And yes, Jiminy, I did watch Cowboy Bebop, not the actual show. No. I didn't watch the live Netflix one. No, sorry. I don't think I will. I don't know if I could stomach it. Just catching up on some of these comments. Alpha Proto, the real Ghostbusters cartoon was a bit scary for you as a kid, just like a movie. A combo of scary and funny. Yeah, I want to get the DVD too. Some episodes, I gotta say, were scary, especially the one with the boogeyman. That's the one where Egon was terrified and it started affecting him. Let's see, live action Cowboy Bebop looks like a live action rehash of the cartoon stuff so far. Yeah, it's just the characters don't look anything. I mean, it's live action, but I mean, they don't have the same type of persona, and it looks kind of hokey the way they did it, where they're talking to the camera and everything. I don't know. We'll see how it looks. I'll check out maybe one episode. Matt, what do you think are the good works that we will be rewarded for on Judgment Seat of Christ? Wow, that's a heavy comment, a heavy question for since I'm wrapping it up. I'll think on that one. But I think just off the top of my head, I think the good works are mostly, I think, reaching out to people and, bringing them closer to God, being instrumental in that. I mean, what do you get for the God who has everything, right? I mean, you can't give him gold or diamonds, silver, but to him, people are where it's at. That's his treasures. He said, been doing good. Josh says, crazy busy. You walked 40 miles last week. Whoa. Nice job, man. See, the music really does help sell the tone of the comic page. It's cool. Yeah, man, I'm really into this music. Cracking me up. My pleasure. I'm glad to have you here. And I'm going to be, yes, it's a heavy question. Yeah. Yes, Christina, anytime. Yeah, thanks for sharing with us too. And like I said, I know about that, man, losing and loved ones like that, especially grandparents too, man. Like I said, I was close to all of them. Still have great memories. We still talk about it. My brother and I talk about my grandparents and the things that crack us up and the things I learned from them as well. But yeah, everybody, thank you for stopping by and spending time with me while I'm drawing these pages. I'm gonna get some lunch and then continue working. But I'll try to do another live stream this week, and I really mean that too because I'll be cracking down on these pages. So everybody, if you haven't already, please like the video, give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, please think of becoming a subscriber because I will do a live stream every Monday at 12 noon. And I am also on Draw and Quartered. We do that every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. It's always Pacific time on my streams, but we'll be on Mike Miller's Blacklist Universe drawing. I don't know what we're drawing this week, but we'll be drawing. It's like me and 7 other comic artists drawing, and you guys can vote who the winner is. And I won the last 2 in a row. It's been a while since that happened, and thanks everybody who voted for me if you did, and also people on the draw along. I know Amy and Melissa, the Lester sisters, participate and do some awesome stuff. Their link is also in the description of this video. But everybody else, thanks for stopping by. I'll see you guys later. You have a great week. Be blessed. And like I said, keep an eye out. If you subscribe, I'm going to probably do another live stream maybe later this week, maybe Tuesday, maybe early Wednesday. But thanks again. You guys have a great week. I'll talk to you later, guys. Yeah, thanks, Jiminy. See you, Alpha Proto, cracking me up. Christina Lynn, Andrew Hayes, Josh Griffith, the Lester sisters, Amy and Melissa, and all the other people who stopped by. Artie Reed, Fresher Luke, Andrew J. I think I mentioned Jeff Potts, Jiminy Cricket, of course, the dumbest name. And yeah, thanks. I'll see you guys later. Have a great one. Have a great week. God bless. Bye bye.